nhớ dùng đấy dùng nhiệt gì cái tên là trả thì trồng phong như chúa tủ nữa là bây giờ bỏ đi ba nhớ Hmong thuyền sĩ lên nút nó đã các tổ cover cho lúc còn họ cũng tụt cho lầu Hmong nhất đầu lúc sáng Wisconsin cũng bắt đầu tiền xuất xong lúc mẹ cậu plau là gì là cũng tàu tua hỏi cho bây giờ cũng tụt cho lo thêm Hmong một tàu rửa xì tàu ta chỉ nên đau lúc xong tàu là nhớ rồi ta chơi nó nhưng mà vấn đề chấp lại cũng chấp không xem nó xua thì ở bên lòng đó bé thì xong nó xong bây giờ thì họ tua hỏi bây giờ cũng tụt cho thêm lo xuất xong nó giờ vì lý doต่อการเนี่ยก็มันจะเป็นการไม่ใช่เก๋วันนั้นขี้โดนหุ่นนอแต่จงลงใจยังไม่จอดแต่เราไปยังเนี่ยซีในตัวกงชุดต่อก็เนี่ยฉันจะปอดที่อย่างเก่า
nhớ rằng nu na xử lý ya nu tới sẽ lu chỉ liên tục nu thì có plau xong ở trên có trâu lu sửa này ya trồng bây giờ nên là cũng ya bắt đầu nó sửa xong thiết tàn họ cho nó ya cũng cho cái này board cho advisor làm rồi cho nó chapter thì cho member cho đó bây giờ rồi lúc cùng họ cũng tụt cho Wisconsin Hmong Lao Veteran of American Incorporation nhớ rồi lúc state Wisconsin nó là bé tuần đó nó bé tuần sử dụng rate choท่านผู้น่าปอที่กรณีเบลล์มอโตเป้จากกู้ในทหารเป็นต้นจากกำลังกรณีถ้าอู้นอนในผู้น่าปอที่เป้จากพลเล่นในทหารเนี่ยจีคือที่นึงจะพบบ้านตะแสงเฉลิมโซเลนโซตูยอดก็จะเก่าที่ชงเธอเลี้ยเพิ่งหายชงนอยชงเป้จากอ้อbây giờ mình số ta chỉ xong ít thế cho bỏ cho cháu ít trả lúc còn họ nó lọ nó lúc còn họ nó này phun nó bỏ giờ tụ phao đời rồi bây cái đào lúc còn họ là mất bỏ li u li nó ta chỉ lúc nó chỉ cũng làตัวnó bây chỉ bỏ ít đó chỉ là bây giờ trơn ra li thế này phun nó bỏ lúc họ phía trên giờ tàu tăng kia chứ cái giờ nó bây giờ muốn cho họ stay thế tàu họ xí đi khao đi họ sẽ chờ lại là bỏ bây giờ nu na béตัวเนี่ยนะอย่าbéตัวอย่าจะรู้เมกอบเปล่าbéเติร์ดเจอเกี่ยเป็นต้นเนี่ยนะพนักปอเทียนเชิญได้ยังก็เอาตัวเติร์ดเกิดขึ้นนู่นเติร์ดเก็บนู่นเติร์ดbéถอดตัวจัดใจเนี่ยนะสเตย์เนี่ยที่ปอลีนำมองเขาเนี่ยที่ใส่จ้าว่า executive order อ๋อจั่วเป้เนี่ยเกี่ยจะนู่นเสียเดี๋ยวจะทีวีอเมริกันอะไรที่มาเข้าเติร์ดน้ำมอตันทอท้องตรวจวิสกันเซนนะเขาจะเจอที่ชัวยี่ลีน่าเป้ยจอดโซเจเป้จะชดเจอตัวสุดละเจอตัวยิ่งตัวว่าลูกของเชงนั่นจอดเป้มงตัวเจ้าตุนจีถ้าอูเป้ตัวป้าอเมริกันอะไรอเมริกันตัวป้าเป้ละเลยเท่าไงช่วงนั้นจะชี้เจ้าอีช่วงเลยช่วงนั้นอย่าเป็นมาชัวนู้ท่านพูดนะปองก็เติบปลาลงเจงเจแล้วนู้นนอจะตัวชี้เจ้าอีช่องเต็มเต็มจนนู้นนอแค่นั่นนะเจนู้นนะอย่างนู้นเป็นตัวจอจังก็เทียเป็นที่เนี่ยที่จีจะตุตราเฉลี่ยตัวร่วมรับไปเลยงั้นตัวเจียนจีน่ะเจลูกชิลินตัวเนี่ยอเมริกันมั่วว่านี่น่าจะทหารนู้นว่า military man นะเจจะชัวร์แม่มันเรียบไปยมกล่องเลยที่อ่างเขาเทียนั่นรูปน่ะเป็นตัวชิดกล่องคนนั้นอย่างนี้นะอินจีจอน่ะจะมีการสเตย์โลเขาเรียกเราเฉลี่ยปริญญาตัวเทียเจอลินเดนะว่าจะนั่นตัวจะเนี่ยตัวเจเนี่ยจีตัวละยิ่งยงเสียเทียนี่เฉลี่ยยิ่งเท่าเป้เทียเป้กล่องที่ก็จะเป้กล่องที่ตุนนายแกคนเดียวเป้เสียหายจากอะไรยิ่งชิมุกเกมุยิ่งจากการสอบกู้ซื้อที่มุกเกมุ
Welcome everybody. I know we got started a little late. We were running into a little housekeeping issues, and so thank you for everybody's patience. We will get started. I am your interim MC, so please pardon me if I add in a lot of ums and ahs and likes. So please, thank you for your patience. We will get started with a welcome from Lieutenant Nashua Zhang, who is the president of the Wisconsin Lao Veteran of America.
All guests, the speaker, and my old friend, who here today, and also my Wisconsin Hmong Lao Veteran of American Incorporation and group and follows the veteran and my color guard, everybody here today, and very especially my guest speaker from state, city, county, and my friends, American Legion, Vietnam veteran, and all of the friends who here today to support this ceremony today. I personally thank you for everybody and Governor Tony Evans signed the Executive Order 293 yesterday to floor the flag to honor the Hmong Lao veteran in state Wisconsin and all the veterans. We appreciate for Governor and all executive in state Wisconsin and welcome everybody here today. I very special thank you for my veteran friend, State Representative Pat Snyder. You worked a couple of years ago for us very, very hard. I know, I understand that. And also Mayor and my friends, Chief Marathon County Sheriff, best friend with me, and also our community. He worked very hard for us. And all of my commander or my friend who here today to support us. Yeah, I very appreciate it and thank you very much. Welcome my honored guests and everybody here today. I am the Lieutenant Shosong, President of Wisconsin Hmong Lao Veteran of American Incorporation. So thank you for you all here today. Thank you very much. May God bless all veterans and American. Thank you.
We are going to be doing the benediction. Please welcome Pastor John.
Holy God, today we gather together to honor those who gave their lives that others may live. Our words of thanks seem not nearly enough to express fully our gratitude for the brave Hmong Lao community who gave their all to rescue, to care for, and to protect from the enemy forces so many of our downed pilots and soldiers. We ask your blessings, O merciful God, on all the wonderful Hmong Lao people who serve so bravely in their service to others. Your word tells us that greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. The Hmong Lao people we regard as our forces as their friends and were willing to lay down their own life for their friends. May we forever esteem and honor the Hmong Lao people, our valued friends. We pray these things in God's name. Amen.
Xin phấn vào bò kết của điều lệ. Bây giờ ở tụ thơ cho cái tổng phong của con trò Việt Nam. Giờ lên lúc nào bây giờ tôi trò sẽ với sự phấn nó tôi cho các vợ chị cái con điều lệ nên cho hậu lử. Nếu vợ tôi bây mong cái cho bây tôi cho để ai mình cả nó. Xin phấn vào bò có cho bây tôi nhớ để ai mình cả nó bây tôi trò cho mình cả đỡ ổn định. Của họ một bảo cái đây cái bao nhiêu nó rồi rồi, lúc nào bây tôi họ nó cho không mở, thì không ai cho tôi họ nó cho tôi con nó, có là nó ở nhà nó bữa su nhà nó, thì con đó bỏ bữa bây giờ cô tôi cho, bữa bây giờ chừng nhau tôi có luôn bây, nhau cho state can say họ nó, để thọ chờ có thế, còn nên biểu lên nên nó nằm mà bữa cho.
All right, now we're going to listening to some anthems. And please, everyone, if you want to rise, stand for this. All right, you can be seated and we will pass it off to our color guard. So officially, we do have our friend and MC and director of the WLVA here, B. So I will kind of get us started and then we'll transition somewhere in between here. But while in the meantime, I would love to invite Department Legion Commander Nathan Bond to say a few words in the beginning here as well.
Good morning. It is an honor to join you today as we gather to recognize Hmong Veterans Day here in Wisconsin, a day of remembrance, gratitude, and respect. Today we honor the courage and sacrifice of those Hmong soldiers and families who stood alongside the United States during the Vietnam War and the Secret War in Laos. Many answered the call to fight for freedom, often under the most dangerous and difficult conditions imaginable. They served with extraordinary bravery, knowing the risks not only to themselves, but to their families and their future. Thousands of Hmong men served as allies to American forces. Many were never able to go home. Others endured displacement, hardship, and years in refugee camps before building new lives here in the United States. Their story is one of loyalty, sacrifice, resilience, and hope. Wisconsin is proud to be home to one of the largest Hmong communities in the nation. Over the years, Hmong Americans have strengthened our state through military service, public service, education, business, and community leadership. Many continue a proud tradition of service in the United States Armed Forces and in veterans organizations like the American Legion. As commander of the American Legion Department of Wisconsin, I want every Hmong veteran and family member here today to know this: your service matters, your sacrifices are remembered, and your place in the story of American liberty is permanent. The American Legion believes deeply in honoring all who served. We also believe that remembering history matters. Hmong Veterans Day reminds us that freedom is not free, and that the bonds forged in service do not end with war or with time. They continue across generations. Today is also about teaching our young people. We want future generations to understand the sacrifices made by Hmong veterans and families, not only in Southeast Asia, but here in the United States, as they rebuilt their lives and contributed to their communities with strength and dignity. The Hmong veterans here today, thank you. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your partnership with American forces. Thank you for your continued leadership and example. And to the families, spouses, children, and grandchildren, thank you as well. Your sacrifices and support are part of this legacy. May we continue to stand together in unity, friendship, and mutual respect. So on behalf of the American Legion Department of Wisconsin, it is my privilege to honor the Hmong veterans who served with valor and distinction. Thank you. May God bless all our veterans, our communities, our state, and our wonderful nation. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker, we'd like to invite George Alinsky from American Legion, Post 159. Everybody, please give a applause and welcome to a podium.
George couldn't make it, can you hear me today? But I'm the post commander for 159 here in Keynote, the American Legion, and a member of the VFW and of the Veterans Tribute. We just want to say thank you to Shoah and everyone, including Color Guard, and all those beautiful cars that showed up today. Let's give them a round of applause. But most importantly, we want to thank all the Hmong and soldiers and family members of those that sacrificed sometimes the ultimate gift to make freedom happen. And we would like to thank you, thank you, thank you. And on behalf of the American Legion and behalf of the Veterans Tribute and the VFW, thank you.
Thank you, Candy. All right. We're going to invite Maggie Cronin or a rep from Congressman Tom Tiffany's office up here to say a few words, please.
Short here. Good morning. I'm from Congressman Tom Tiffany's office. He's working out in Washington today and is unable to be with us today. But as I was driving over, I had to remember back when I was maybe 8 or 10 years old in little itty bitty Marinette, Wisconsin. My parents were part of the church group of St. Joseph's Catholic Church. And at that time, I remember sponsoring a Hmong family. And my mother, as part of the Altar Society and her friends, they put together a home for these refugees that were coming. My dad got him a job at the local fish market, and my mom was helping them find material so that they could make their children's clothing, different things like that. At that time, I was so young, I did not understand what that meant and how much that had an impact on our lives. I was only older when I got older and I began teaching in the Wausau School District. And there were a number of Hmong children in my class at Franklin Elementary School. That's when I really became involved with the Hmong population in our city in Wausau and began to really appreciate what they did for us. So I am a proud daughter, sister, and niece of veterans, and it's an honor to be here today to recognize May 14th, the anniversary of the airlift of Hmong and Lao veterans out of Laos in 1975. We are honoring Hmong Lao Veterans Day. Today we pay tribute to the extraordinary sacrifices of veterans who bravely fought alongside the United States during the Vietnam and Secret War. Wisconsin is home to the country's third largest Hmong population in our country. As a former teacher myself, I am elated that this day has been erected. This is wonderful for our children to learn about this. Congressman Tiffany believes that Hmong veterans that fearlessly served in the fight against communism deserve distinction and recognition, not just today, but every day. And for this, the Congressman passes along his heartfelt thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Once again, once again, thank you, Nikki, Courtney. We appreciate your sharing your story and your time, the expertise with us today. Thank you for the inspiring story that you brought up today. Thank you. Another keynote speaker we have on the agenda is State Representative Patrick Snyder. Please welcome Patrick to the podium.
Nice to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. It's all kind of nice that we're all the same size here, you know? We don't have to mess with this thing. Good morning, everyone. I'm Representative Pat Snyder, and I've got another speech I'm going to say for the high ground, but in any case, it's hard to believe it's been 5 years since Senator Petrusky and myself were able to get this bill recognizing Hmong Lao Veterans Day to the governor and signed at the Capitol on this date in 2021. So it's a date we always remember and will always look on to honor all of our veterans. But we did have, besides the declaration from the governor and the announcing this day, we also have a citation by the state legislature as well as the governor. And it reads as this: Hmong Lao Veterans Day, whereas during the Vietnam War, the Central Intelligence Agency and the United States Armed Forces recruited, organized, and trained and assisted the Hmong Lao forces to combat the North Vietnamese Army. And whereas thousands of Hmong Lao people courageously fought alongside Americans throughout the Vietnam War, facing harsh retribution from the Vietnamese and the Lao governments. Following the war's end, many were ultimately forced to flee their homes. And whereas May 14th, 1975, the last of the Hmong Lao soldiers and their families fled Laos for the Nam Phan refugee camp in Thailand to later resettle in communities throughout the United States, including Wisconsin. Today, our state is home to a large number of Hmong Lao veterans. And whereas, in accordance with the 2021 Wisconsin Act 31, May 14th of every year is designated as a day to thank our Hmong Lao veterans in Wisconsin for their service, sacrifice, and recall their accomplishments, and encourage schools to include the military service in discussions and curriculum surrounding the Vietnam War. Whereas the Wisconsin Lao Veterans of America has established chapters throughout our state to serve local communities, educate the public about the contributions of our Hmong Lao veterans during the Vietnam War. And whereas today the state of Wisconsin joins the WLVA and all Wisconsinites in reflecting on the tremendous and too often overlooked heroism and sacrifice of our Hmong Lao veterans in our state. Now let it therefore be resolved that Governor Tony Evers, State Senator Corey Tomczyk, and Representative Patrick Snyder do hereby honor Hmong Lao Veterans Day throughout the state of Wisconsin, signed on this date by Governor Evers, State Senator Tomczyk, and myself. Congratulations. I'll give you this. And I must say, besides recognizing our veterans and all they did, and unfortunately our government, just seems to ignore for a long time, we don't want to ignore. And that's why not only your journey in helping us fight that war, but also what needs to be in our schools is to learn the transition you had to make fleeing the communists to come to America. So we know that journey as well. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you here as well as the high ground. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, B, you bet.
Thanks. Good to see you.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Good. Kind.
once again. Could please give applause to State Representatives Pat Snyder once more, please. Our next speaker is going to be Chad Bowler, Chief of Marathon County Sheriff. You're here, please welcome to the podium.
I'd like to begin by thanking my friend Nashua Zhang for inviting me here today. Nashua and I have been friends for a very long time, and we've shared several experiences, and I've learned a lot from him about the sacrifices of our Hmong Lao veterans. So I want to thank him and his veterans, but I also want to thank all of you veterans that are here today for your service and what you've done for our country. Today, as we gather here at the Veterans Tribute in Keynote, and again later today at the High Ground in Neilsville, we stand on ground dedicated to the courage and sacrifice of our friends and neighbors in the Hmong community. These memorials remind us that service is personal, it's painful, and it is carried forward by the people who have lived it. 50 years ago, Hmong soldiers fought alongside American forces during the Vietnam War and the secret war in Laos. They served with extraordinary bravery, often without recognition, often without the promise of safety, but always with an incredible amount of loyalty. They protected villages and carried out missions that demanded a level of courage few of us will ever fully understand. And many of them were just boys. I know I've spoke about this before at other events, but that's something that I've always taken away. Many were 15 or 16 years old at the time, and some were even younger. They stepped into wars not because they were ready, but because their families, their communities, and their country needed them. Their childhoods were replaced by the weight of combat. Their courage was far beyond their years. And I have had the incredible fortune of meeting many of those Hmong and Lao veterans through my friendship with Nashua. Among the many stories of sacrifice, one was recently shared with me at an event that Nashua had set up for us. And it's a story that I will never forget. A Hmong soldier, just a teenager at the time, fought side by side with his brother. In the chaos of battle, his brother was killed. Decades have passed, but he still carries a small photograph of his brother with him. He took plenty of time to share that photo with me and tell the story of what happened in that battle. When he shared that picture and that memory, it was clear that the war never truly ended for him. His story is a reminder that behind every statistic is a family, a bond, and a loss that time cannot erase. The cost of these veteran service is immense. Many never returned home. Many families were forced to flee their homeland and rebuild their lives a half a world away. And yet, through every hardship, the Hmong community carried forward its strength, its culture, and its incredibly deep sense of honor. Here in Wisconsin, especially in the central part of the state, the Hmong community has become an essential part of our communities. Their veterans, their elders, and their families have enriched our schools, our workplaces, and our neighborhoods. Their resilience is woven into the fabric of this region. As we stand at these memorials here in Keynote and later in Neilsville, surrounded by the names and symbols of sacrifice, we acknowledge that not only the soldiers who fought, but the families who endured, the elders who preserved the history, and the generations who continue to strengthen our communities. This anniversary is more than a milestone. It's a promise that the courage of the Hmong soldiers, including leaders like my friend Nashua, and the young men who carried both rifles and the weight of their families' hopes, will not fade into the margins of history. Their story begins here among the honored. Their service stands alongside every American who fought for freedom. To the veterans and to the families and to the entire Hmong community, we honor you, we thank you, and we ensure that your legacy will continue to be told with the respect it deserves. Here in Keynote, later today in Neilsville, and across our entire state and nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Next, please help me welcome Doug Denny from Warsaw or the City of Mayor. Thank you, Mayor, for being out here with us.
Good morning. Great and glorious day to be here in Keynote, in Wisconsin, in the United States of America. Last year at the High Grounds marked the 50th anniversary of the end of the war. Today is 51 years. And at that event, General Vang Pao's son was there. And in the backdrop, if you recall, they had a picture of the UH-1 Huey on the top of the American embassy, signifying, and that's burned in our brains, as the end of the war in Vietnam. But that was just the beginning for the Hmong journey. It's an honor to be here today at the Wisconsin Veterans Tribute in Keynote to commemorate Wisconsin Hmong Lao Veterans Day. We gather here to remember and to honor and to express our profound gratitude to the Hmong and Lao veterans who served with extraordinary courage and loyalty alongside United States forces 51 years ago on May 14th, 1975. The final airlift evacuated Hmong Lao soldiers and their families from Long Pang, Laos to Nam Phang refugee camp in Thailand. This date marks the conclusion of the Secret War, a covert operation in which more than 19,000 Hmong soldiers under the leadership of General Vang Pao provided critical intelligence, rescued down American pilots, defended strategic positions, and fought valiantly at great personal risk. The human cost was immense. An estimated 17,000 Hmong soldiers and 50,000 civilians were killed or wounded. In the aftermath, many faced persecution and hardship, leading to their resettlement in the United States. Wisconsin became a new home for thousands of these families, with particularly strong concentration in the greater Wausau area, where I'm proud to be mayor and know many of these fine soldiers. Today, Wausau is home to one of the highest per capita Hmong populations in the nation, with more than 8,000 Hmong residents who have deeply enriched our community's cultural, economic, and civic life. In Wausau, we proudly honor this legacy through the Hmong Lao Veterans Memorial at the Marathon County Courthouse, dedicated in 2016 to recognize the courage and sacrifices of these veterans and their families. Many Hmong veterans and their descendants now call Wausau home, contributing to businesses as business owners, educators, public servants, active community members. Their journey from the battlefields of Laos to full participation in American civic life exemplifies resilience and commitment to the ideals of freedom and democracy. As former Mayor Jim Tipple once observed, these Hmong veterans were American soldiers before they were Americans. Their unwavering commitment remains a powerful example of patriotism and sacrifice. In recognition of their service, Governor Tony Evers has proclaimed May 14th as Hmong Lao Veterans Day in Wausau, and flags across the state fly at half-staff today. We also recognize the dedicated work of Wisconsin Lao Veterans of America and leaders such as President now Shua Chung, who continue to serve and preserve this important history through events like today ceremony, including the 3-volley salute and the dedication of the memorial stones. Let us heed this principle. Never again shall one generation of veterans abandon another. Today we reaffirm our commitment to honor the service and sacrifices of Hmong Lao veterans. Their legacy of courage and loyalty and resilience must be remembered and shared for future generations. As mayor of Wausau, I am grateful for the opportunity to stand with you at this significant site in Chippewa County. The stories of these veterans continue to inspire us as we work together to build stronger, more resilient communities across north central Wisconsin. Thank you to all the veterans and their families, community leaders, and fellow citizens present today. May their bravery remain a guiding light for all of us. And I have one other thing that the City of Wausau would like to present. We've got a certificate of commendation for Lieutenant Now Shua Zhang. Whereas Now Shua Zhang, son of Lieutenant Tong Pao Zhang and Vang was born in Mong Muk City, Jiangquan Province, and whereas Now Shua Zhang joined forces with the American CIA during the Vietnam War in the Secret War in Laos from 1970 to 1975, where he served as Secretary of Battalion 225, Company 4, before becoming a drill instructor and then being promoted to lieutenant under Major General Vang Pao, commander of the Royal Lao Armed Forces in Military Region 2. And whereas after the Lao Communists took control over Laos in 1975 and imprisoned many others that assisted the American CIA, Now Shua Zhang bravely continued resistance efforts in Laos until 1982. And whereas Now Shua Zhang and his family escaped to safety in Thailand, where he then became a supervisor for Ben Vinny Camp 6, 7, and 8 for 3 years, where he helped mediate and resolve domestic conflicts among couples and families, as well as performed weddings and funeral services for the community. During this time, he also worked with Thai commanders to save the lives of resistant fighters still in Laos. And in 1988, he served as president of the Phenacom camp. And whereas Now Shua Zhang arrived in Wausau, Wisconsin on December 15, 1989, with his family, where they still reside today. And since arriving in the U.S., Now Shua Zhang has held countless positions, including president of the Hmong 18 Clan Council in Marathon County, Zhang Clan president, representative of the Wisconsin branch of the United Hmong International 18 Clan Council, and vice president for the Wisconsin Law Veterans of America, and currently president of the Wisconsin Law Veterans of America. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Doug Denny, do hereby recognize Lieutenant Now Shua Zhang for his continued service throughout his life, to his family, to his clan, and the Hmong people during his time in Laos, in Thailand, and now in the city of Wausau, in the United States of America. Signed, Doug Denny, Mayor of Wausau, May 14th, 2026.
Would you please help me welcome Sisu to the podium?
I was pleased to welcome General Vang Pao's son, Sisuk, who here today to support us. I so sad. Every year, my brother went down to here, but this year, he's passed away. I don't know how to say anything for everybody, but in my heart, it's so sad. And thank you everybody here to support us. And thank you, brother Sisu. He is his General Vang Pao's son too. And thank you for your committee.
First of all, I want to thank the American friends and veterans. It's an honor to be here today to make a little speech. It's been 51 years since we left our country, but it's also been 66 years since William Belair first came to the Hmong and asked if we could help with the war in Vietnam. That first day, we did not regret we welcome the American people and the American soldier. We still remember and we still honor our commitment to the American people and the American government. Our friendship will never vanish. Our friendship will always continue. America is now our home, and we are very happy to be here. It's been many years, but it almost seemed like it's yesterday. My father and many veterans brought us here to this wonderful country. We are very blessed to be here. I want to thank every veteran. I want to thank every Hmong elder and children that suffered and made their way to America to have a better life. America is a great place, a great land. We as Hmong soldiers and Hmong people are very blessed. Even though we are very few, we've been blessed with the opportunity to come to a place, a land that love and cherish every ethnic group, every kind of people. And we want to thank the American people with all our heart. We will never forget our commitment. We will never forget our promise. Even if America goes to war today or tomorrow, we will be by your side. We will always stand with you, even in time of good and time of hardship. We value our friendship and we value our friend. America is our family, America is our home. And I want to thank every and every one of our veterans that are sitting here. I want to say a few words to a general first. 第三条坡，各位年伙子，侬呢，我也个多几手。到去就在路上，你做走路的前呢，各位年伙子家是来多，个有路途，个有路高中，被蒙做走的前呢，就走。 当然，那被这些中了，去海头拉入都要，说到一个民族民嘛，被说到也叫这个我领我自去打几个，这兄了被呀，都好这个我领我自，这兄了被呀，都好这个要孤独着，去海头拉入都要抓说到这个了。 被人中招，被路线弄住，被路那股，要个多好个那这题这个要股多少呢？And last of all, I want to thank all the veterans, Hmong and Lao veterans that are still the Hmong and Lao veteran, and also the American soldiers that served in Vietnam and in Laos. The Hmong soldier and Lao soldier play a very critical part in the war. As a small child, I can still remember the day that I met Jerry Daniels and William Laird. It was a blessing. I was one of the fortunate. In 1971, I came to this country as a student. This always became my home since I left my country in 1971, before the war ended. Again, personally, I want to thank all the veterans for their hardship, for their leadership, and I also want to thank all the community leaders and the American government for giving Hmong the opportunity to have a better life, an opportunity for our children to come and learn and be educated. I hope that in the future, the Hmong people can support the American in the way that it's prosperous and economically liable. Today I see that there is a very few left. All the veterans during the Vietnam War are greatly appreciated, greatly thought of. I hope the younger generation, the Hmong, the American, will not forget our veterans for their sacrifices that they have given to all of us so we can have what we have today in this country. Laos was a place that was not even on the map. Laos was a place of hardship, but it does not matter. Hmong played a critical war in the war against the communist Vietnam, stopping the supply from coming from the north to the south along the Ho Chi Minh Trail. This was a critical route which supplied the enemy in the south during the Vietnam War. We are blessed and we are honored to help America. And we will never forget the generosity of the American people and the American government, what they have done for the Hmong and what they have given us. William Belair came and gave a promise that if the war did not go according to plan, America will not forget the Hmong and will bring the Hmong soldier all to this country. But America has gone beyond. Not only the soldiers were brought to this country, but all Hmong which made it to the refugee camp in Thailand also got the chance to come to this country. Once again, I want to thank the American government and the American veterans, every single person that was involved in this situation. I want to thank God that He has given us a new home, a new place to live, and we are very blessed to be here. God bless you and thank you all.
วันนี้เราคุยว่าถ้าเขาโปรแกรมตอนนี้นะเดี๋ยวว่าชดทำประธานเสร็จสุดเที่ยวก็คอมมิตี้แล้วอยากเชิญท่านเขาจงเชื่อกันก็จะยังยอดได้หรอนู้นเราก็กู้กันรู้เชื่อจริงๆที่มันน้องไอ้ต้นเขาเป๊กงวันนี้เขาเขียนยอดจ่อสินะพลาปอเชียมเดียเลยเทียบไปจากกู้ตู้จ่อไอ้ยาลีนอยาตาทอลเลยทำประธานว่าสองเฉยยอดเจ你过多做错了想，就是帐篷起让，你多起到来了，侬那个多的。 Our next speaker is Chairman of Vietnam War, Mr. Leroy Jinsky. Please help me welcome Roy to the podium.
Well, good morning, everybody. As you said, my name's Leroy Jansky. I'm here representing the Vietnam Day Veterans Committee, which I was a chair of for many years here in the Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls area. I'm also here with regards to the Veterans of Foreign Wars and our state commander, Ty Leto. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all the Hmong Lao veterans here today. I've seen quite a few of these guys over the last about 15 years or thereabouts. One of the things that got me involved with knowing the veterans here is that they attend every single one of our Vietnam Veterans Day programs. They come in force. There's 10 or 12 of them at least that come, and they help present the colors at that and participate in our program. This year, I think now Shaw got a quilt presented to him at that ceremony today, a quilt of honor, and hopefully you're using that right now. Yep. So at any rate, I wasn't a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars until 1996, and even though I'm a Vietnam veteran, I didn't really talk about serving much in Vietnam. I'm a Navy veteran, so I didn't actually have boots on the ground, but I was within 3 miles of coast quite often because we launched Cobra helicopters off the DMZ that go inland there all the time. And I was there at the end of the war as well. And I didn't really get to talk to many veterans about their service in Vietnam until after I was a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. And one of the people I think most of these guys here know was Al Karkendorfer. He was a past VFW state commander, and he was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam. And he's one of these helicopter pilots that I call him like a wooden man. He never laughed. He was very serious all the time. And you never thought he would get too emotional. But a few years back, the Hmong Lao attended one of our VFW state conventions. And I think we gave him an award. But in addition, Al Karkendorfer said a few words about him too. I didn't realize this, but one of the main missions, for the Hmong Lao was rescue operations. If there was a downed helicopter pilot or any other soldiers that were in need of help, they would go in and help rescue them and get them out of the hostile areas. And apparently, Al Karkendorfer was shot down, or at least crashed, 7 times when he was serving over there. That's a lot. And 3 or 4 times he was rescued by the Hmong Lao veterans over there that were serving there. And so that was something special to him. And that's the only time that in the years that I knew him that he was emotional. He had to hold back tears for a long time when he was talking to those veterans there. And so I know they did a great service to our soldiers and airmen over in Vietnam, and those flying maybe some places they shouldn't have been flying. So again, thank you. And again, a thank you from our state commander, Ty Leto, as well. And this is a good time to remember on your 51st anniversary of coming to this country. And hopefully this ceremony, or ones like it, not only go on elsewhere here in Wisconsin, but continue on for many years. A lot of the Vietnam veterans are passing away. And I could see, just as World War II veterans passed away, and the World War I veterans and Korean War veterans, that some of the ceremonies that we held in honor of those veterans of maybe not as prevalent as they were when those men and women were alive. And I'm hoping that maybe your sons and daughters, will continue this memory for you and your brothers and sisters that perished and served. So thank you very much and have a great day.
Tu giờ nó giờ cuối chục phong giờ nhớ rồi nó để lúc về hồ rồi nó New Year tu commander rồi cho Việt Nam veteran cho tan cho rồi sa nó nè để phía này xong một cổng rồi giờ nó để lấy cho cái chơi lỡ lú ceremony National Vietnam Veteran Day thì lú bé liên tu thì nên gọi chua chế xong xa cho bé lỡ tờ ở chia chi bộ tụ tụ trò nhớ Sài Gòn chế là muốn tờ ở nu International Vietnam Veteran Day nè chế lấy chỉ cho bé chế bé chỉ cho nó chế nu lấy tôi chung là tụ này tụ nó thế này để kia này sẽ là bao nó nhớ là stay lấy để gặp bé phong rồi cho nó thế cho tụ nó bé ở thế cho bé ở nè chế nằm ở cũng chồng một cổng là ba nhớ tàu và Appleton đó lấy cho tao là lấy rồi cái này bé cường còn thế nên là chẳng là kia này sẽ bao nhiêu bé thoát trò cho Việt Nam bé làm phát triển là thế cạo bé phong dư cho bé đã cầu bé phát triển bé thêm một tàu. Okay, thank you, my friends. Ray. Every year, so you never forgot me and my group. And ceremony, International Vietnam Veteran Day, March 29. Yeah, every year we come to join together. Yeah, I will appreciate for it. Thank you. Your words today to mention for everybody. Yeah, thank you, my friend.
Okay. Thank you for you. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Today is a great day. My name is Mayoral, the first former president of Lao Veteran in Wisconsin. Today, I built the Long Chain headquarters of the CIA in the General Power, the secret army in Laos. It is the Long Chain. I built it here. Every airplane and everything I built that to show what everybody know. What we do in Laos, what we stay here today. But I show for everybody. I let you know this the headquarters, secret army in Laos in the Long Chain. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Shift chapter 5 for Wisconsin, for Vietnam veteran.
Thank you. Sorry.
Hi, my name is Mike Korger. I'm the president of Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 5 out of Eau Claire, although we do have members from 6 different counties. When I was in Vietnam, I had no idea about the help that we were getting from the Hmong Lao soldiers. And it wasn't until years later before I became aware of it, especially as Leroy had alluded to, when we started having our annual Vietnam Veterans Day programs, and I got to see a lot of these guys here that I see every year, and it was a delayed thank you, but I was really quite astounded about how much that I and my fellow Marines in the Da Nang area owed to these fellows. I was a classified material courier, and there were more than one night where I got stuck out in the boonies, and I was in a foxhole, and in the distance, in the distant mountains, there was a glow in the sky, and this loud grumbling, rolling, rumbling sound, and the ground started to shake. And the guys told me that that was B-52 strikes along the Ho Chi Minh Trail. And I was wondering what it felt like to be that close, but I'm sure some of the guys here today might have been a lot closer to those B-52 strikes than I was. But today, I just want to make sure that you have my sincere thanks for helping me and my fellow Marines in Vietnam. Thank you.
This is một sầu nhất là high ground. Ini sama ni muốn bây giờ đa thế bây giờ copy thiên đa bây mà sầu đa. Chỉ ta linh đó là bây giờ muốn nó sụt đa thế nào nữa. Để thọ chơi này rồi.
Xong à? 用这些呢，被几多鸟呢，鸟不是被多去哪去哪，跟到跟到某些，我那几了应要那几天呢，搞定了这就了保天，了就拿土背天呢，可能古都看了，因为我那些中人到更高，古保这做了一百年了，就早几年应募，也可能也考中了。人家看着那要在那不那八天，表了个嘞，八天我被叫到人台了，被那熊多哈，那就我就老那多呢，现在叫老人这个大那这，你嘛你老下边老老在那不那八，OK。I hope we will take about next 15 minutes or left there. Thank you, my friend.
ก็ลูกของตัวเรา
你那边呢？都离了，这。
bắt thành nhà tú, dạ, bắt thành nhà tú là tuần đấy, dạ, cái chỉ mỗi cái thằng luôn.
Chứ nuôi bây giờ mới cho đi chỗ đại chính.
Cái tú là bên này.
Ok. Cái dùng xe này cho lo cho nó tốt thế.
And we're really honored and blessed to have you guys to open your arms for us after the war to come to live in America. But please don't forget that it was us, the Lao veteran and the Hmong people who have helped and fight along with the American people in the war in Vietnam. And without them, we all wouldn't be here. So we are very blessed that we have both sides, American and Lao, fought the war together. Unfortunately, it wasn't the way we wanted to pan out, but we are still blessed to have you guys on our side. And no matter what happens in the future or that, we are always together as united as one team. So I'm very blessed today to be here with you guys. But I always remember that when I see a veteran or I see a military person in a uniform, I always take a chance to say and thank them for helping us and for serving our country and for being there for us. No matter where we are, who we are, what color we are, or what generation we are, or where we come from, we are all family, all people. So I'm very blessed to be here today to honor our Lao veterans and our American veterans. In my final words, please don't forget our veterans. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. God bless America, and God bless everybody, and thank you.
我找着比较哪家住，叫那叫我นู่นเนี่ยตัวไม่จะรู้เชื่อตัวไปจะกูตัวเจออะไรสิในพงเกิดย่อขนาดที่ลงเชื่อเท่าวันในโจนี่รู้ชื่อเหรอรู้เวลาหัวตัวขนาดเยอะอีคอมัวเจียนจีเยอะอีคอจังแจ้งเนี่ยเสียชื่อเหรอตัวป้าเป้ขนาดหรอตอนนี้สุดta còn nói cho các bộ nó cá nhau rồng xe của này sẽ được cho nó cho chữ cho của tôi hải lù cho là mấy bê sèn của sẽ được tôi của nó ở tôi cho bê xin cho inu của nó giờ ấy khó chỉnh chân nữa bê tôi sẽ thua xong về bê bộ này tôi khi lúc chạy nó mất khe rồi cho và nửa tôi thay rồi họ chỉ tỏ bao thế rồng xe theo của này trâu nữa chỉ ta lên đó xứ tham sĩ số ในผมตัวเป๋ไม่ได้สตานรอคณะกรรมการในเสนอตัวในตัวได้ตัวป้าเป๋ขนอจะกูตุจอขนอให้รู้เชื่อเราเป๋เสนอว่าโจเทียรงเชียวันในโจก่อนในตัวเดิมหล่อจอหูตัวก้าจอรงก็นอกการยอรงนะโจคนนั้นซื้อกูว่าโจจอตู้หลัวในจอว่าตู้จอในจอเชจอตัวโชกันเนาะจอจีนในปุ่มก็เดี๋ยวมั่วเต้นหน่อเต้นจื้อในที่เราตัวจะเชกี่จะรอแจ้กันเนาะเดี๋ยวเขาเรากูจงเชื่อว่าจอตัวในจอหลวงนะในจอตู้ไม่เชื่อกูย้อนต่อไปรอที่เชื่อที่ไปจนเองย้อนบเตือนนะเชื่อเราตัวจอว่าต่อเป้าเชื่อจะเชื่อเนาะมาจีชัวรงก็ตั้งสิตุงไงมาเชื่อชับแล้วเดี๋ยวเขาจะขอว่าเฉิงแจ้งตัวที่เชื่อเราจะรัวเลยกูตัวบ้านตัวเจอเลยรู้เชื่อเชื่อสาเที่ยกูว่าโจตัวนี้จะรัวเพราะเนี่ยจีนั่งชุดตัวนะก็ในตัวก้าก็จ่อหูตัวเดิมจ่อรงนักการย้อนเราตอนนี้นี่คืออยากตื่นก็ตัวเจอรู้เชื่อสานั่นนะ
我做了种年纪，个那家庭种朋友做多，那到啥蒙城市人都可说是我们考虑着，如果我都找蒙天不了，那到路上威斯康星了，找这里了，可能要那的被cái đó tôi hỏi làผมbỏ đầy đua như là nó là chỉ tỏ cá là cũng cho bé mù đồ là hai người họ thì mua nó chỉ là dùng cho tới bây giờ cho nhiều cho chính nên sự là tôi sẽ tiền ngủ